Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Nick Gardener at the allotment at plot number 25. So thanks for taking time to stop by and watching. And yeah, wanted to come down and have a quick look at the garlic. And that all seems to be really taken off now. It's getting a lot bigger. And I've decided now in the end I'm not going to actually bring up any spares to pop in here, because I do have onion and white right up here. And before what I've got at home, I might as well leave them down at the home and make sure I do get at least 4 bulbs of garlic this year. So I wanted to show you the purple sprouting broccoli. It's finally coming good now. And I was a bit worried for a little while because the pigeons attacked it just before Christmas. And I wasn't sure whether it's going to pull through. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I've just uncovered this one just here. And I've taken a bit of a harvest out of it, and I've tried to cut back to some of these little stems where I could, so hopefully it will grow on again. And this is pretty much what I've just harvested now, so it's looking pretty good really happy with it. It's been in the ground, well sorry, I sowed it now nearly a year ago, so I'm really pleased to get our first try of that for Sunday dinner. So I'll just give you, in this bed here I had some celery, and it looks like it's still trying to grow under here. You can see that little bulge. And I was going to put my onions in here, so I may not be putting my onions in here because it's not set, so they're just little seeds. So I may put my onions in that bed over there now. Just take out those few leeks or move them around somewhere. Oh, sorry, yeah, got a new delivery of wood chip yesterday, so that's looking pretty good. It was full of mycelium and it was steaming, and that's going to be really good for the soil. So I'll just show you a little peony I've got in here. That's just sort of coming up now, and got some bulbs. I'm not sure what they are, but they've got a real pretty purple flower on, so they're going to be quite nice if they flower. I've only just put them in, so I'm not 100% sure. I'll just show you the other corner over here. Now this flower here is what I popped in last year, and it didn't do anything apart from just sit there. That's called Honesty, and that should now flower this year. It's a biennial apparently, and it should, I think it's starting to send up a flower spike now. So the carrots, what I put in here in between the garlic, they haven't come up yet. So I'll give them another week or so, and I'll probably pop some more seeds in along there. But I'll probably give it a real good rake, get rid of bits of wood and biochar to one side, maybe bring up some sieve topsoil to pop on in there so that they can germinate a bit better. So I've said about the onions in here possibly. This is going to be the squash bed this year, and I'm thinking about popping a little worm tower in here to help fertilise it through the season, just like what I've got over in Worm Island, just over there. I've got some lettuces planted in here last week, and I planted 14. The next day there's 13, and now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. So something's getting in there. I presume it's a mouse, because I did see a big bit of leaf tore off over to one side, so I doubt that's a slug. But they were kind of sacrificial, because some gladiator parsnip seeds in there and some radish seeds. So my first earlies in here, just seeing a bit of that, I think that's come off from the wind. Can't see any of them coming through obviously yet, but I'm glad they're not, because it's going to get cold tonight. So that's okay. In here I'm going to plant my second earlies this week, well next weekend coming up. I just need to, well what I'm going to do, I'm going to bulb plant them all again in here. But I'm going to do them slightly differently. Rather than put compost at the bottom of them, I want them to go a little bit deeper, so I'm going to put a potato right down at the bottom and put the compost on top this time. It's still quite windy, as you can see, with little pinwheels spinning round. It's great to see all the wood chip. My compost bin, this door is now pretty much all okay and everything, apart from the screw snap there and it's falling off. This one is a bodge, and basically all the wood and everything all kept on coming apart and everything when I was trying to get the pallets apart and splitting. So yeah, this is just a temporary thing until I get some more of that wood. So I've been filling it up with grass and stuff from my customers and moss and what have you. I haven't watered it down or anything yet, and this one in here didn't really get too hot at all. I'm not 100% sure if this thermometer, because I keep twisting it around, it's got loose and now it sort of spins from time to time. I'm not 100% sure if it's calibrated correctly now, but that's just pitiful for temperature on that. But there's plenty of worms in there, and I think the problem was I had a load of green at the bottom, then compost from here I put it on top as a thick layer rather than, you know, evenly distributing it through as an activator. So it's kind of like two small piles separated by a band of compost. If I'd have just done it all properly, then it would have been alright, I reckon. But it's cold composting down quite nicely. It has sunk a bit and the worms are in there chomping away on it, so that's all good. I've just got a couple of bags of compost here from the little black bin over there. This is homemade, and this is what I'm going to be planting up my tomatoes and peppers with. In this little box here I've got some horse poop which we got delivered, and I'll just show you where that is. That's all in here, and I've put a few worms in here now, as you can see just down the side there, just to help eat through it. There was a few worms in it, not many, but I'm taking that little sample home so I can plant some beans in it, and yeah, see if there's any aminopyralid weed killer or any other sort of herbicides in it. If the beans do okay, then I might be topping up my potato plants with it after I've planted my potatoes. So I'd also like to say thank you to AJ from AJ's Topics, Green Topics. He's sent me some seeds. I won a little sort of giveaway on his channel, and he was kind enough to send me 9 different types of seeds, and one of them actually was wine cap mushroom spawn. So because we've just had a new delivery of wood chip, what I plan on doing now, I've just emptied this from the compost. I'll be moving this out of the way, and I'll be piling a pile of wood chip there with some cardboard and layering it, maybe a little bit of grass and stuff through it, a little bit of compost. And I'll be putting the wood chip spawn there because it's nice and sheltered from the sun there, a bit nice and damp. So hopefully that'll spread all through the pathways and everything. The back of this compost bin, I've now insulated it with Thermatex or whatever it's called, so that's going to be quite good for the winter next year. Might even clad it a little bit with, I've got some plyboard over there to keep it nice and dry. It won't blow away. I wedged it in. I had to prise the pallet apart and slide it down and bang it back together, so it's not going to go anywhere. I had to fix the drip on my tap. This is emptied out over winter. There's a little drip on there, so when I opened it up it was quite low, but it was all bubbling and stuff, so I thought, oh, that's really good, you know, all the microbes all in action. So I got my watering can and emptied most of it out so I could fix the tap, and I poured it down the tube in there, and also the sludge, all the comfrey sludge and everything was in the bottom there is now in this tube. So every time I water, it's going to give it a slow release bit of food, and the worms are probably going to go in through the holes and eat it as well. I've sprinkled a bit of potato fertiliser in here today, so by the time I get to plant my potatoes in there in a couple of weeks, it will have already started to break down, the worms are chomping through it and stuff. It should be good. Strawberry bed, they're all doing okay, nice and green now. There are some flowers forming. I did think I saw a black eye on one of them, so I'll have to find that and pick it off at some point. But, yeah, it's all good. Oh, I've got given a beauty berry, which is a Calicarpa bodilii, and I think this cultivar is Profusion. And it was in one of my customers' gardens, and she's had it for about 6 or 7 years, and it's never done anything. It's never flowered or anything really. She says it's terrible, just dig it out and get rid of it. So I dug it out, and she says you can have it if you want it, so I brought it up here, I think it'd be quite nice. And I didn't realise when I dug it out, there's quite a few stems coming out of that bit there, but it was actually 2 in one pot when she bought it, and this is the other one here. And the reason why it probably didn't do very well is because it was, you know, obviously 2 in one pot, sucking all the nutrients out and everything. I didn't realise until I dug it out and got it here. But yeah, I think it's doing okay. It's just coming into leaf. but you're supposed to have 2 of these anyway to help it pollinate. So yeah, these got real beautiful berries. If you Google beauty berry, then you'll be able to see how nice they are. And I might have to give it a bit of a prune. It looks a bit damaged here in places, but yeah, hopefully they should both take and get some nice purple berries on there. My raspberries all starting to shoot now, which is good. Still not sorted out the shed, bigger pile of crap. The gooseberries are now doing okay, and the leaves are coming on with red currants. So I've got some flowers coming quite nicely here. Hyacinths, yeah, you got it right. And one on the little yellow flower there, it's quite nice. And Meadows daffodils are starting to come out now. I don't know if we've got any asparagus coming yet. I'll have a little look. Oh yeah, I can see one little spear just coming up down here, look. Where's my finger? Can you see it just there? Sounds quite good. I did plant 2 more over here. I can't see any of them coming up just yet. These are slightly older, a bit younger, I think. I've got some seedlings at home which are just sprouting, so they're going to go in along here. Rhubarbs now coming along good. The apple tree blossom starting to come. And the cherry tree, I'm glad I didn't kill it. Some of it has died back a little bit, like this end bit here has died. I might have to cut it back to that branch there. But I thought I drowned it last year when I went away on holiday. The plum tree's coming good. I've still got to plant a medlar somewhere in the community garden. I've got given some plant pots from a customer and some slabs, which will come in handy at some point. And oh yeah, flowers around here. I think meadows, little tulips are just coming now. Down here. Right, let's have a look at my list. See if there's anything else I forgot to mention. Oh, I think that's it. Oh yeah, sorry. I've got a cauliflower growing in my greenhouse. I thought they were all cabbages. But yeah, I've got a cauliflower growing in my greenhouse. So I'll perhaps insert a photo of that here now. And some of the nice daffodils at home. I'll insert them in here now as well. And looks like Meadows tulips here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like there's going to be a little bundle of 6 there. I don't know if anything's coming around here. Under here, it's all been a bit sheltered. No, thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. And I'm waffling on, so I'll go now.